Hey, we've got one or two in the house already. Right, lads and lasses. We're in the middle of the UK Open. Are we or are we not? And it's looking like it could turn out to be quite a good Sunday evening. I'm really sorry that I couldn't do the watch-alongs, but it's the finding out about the copyright and what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do is a little bit more difficult than I expected, but I'm hoping to have it all sorted out by the next tournament that comes up. It's quite simple. The way that it works is you can't do it while it's live. So hello Whip It All in the house. Gary Dando's in. Stu McNally. Hey Stuart, mate. Dave Curtis is in. Right, can somebody give me a sound check? How are we doing on the old sound? Hiya Mark Layton. Mark Layton's in. Yeah, just a little bit better. Bit deflated last time, but there you go. We're getting there. Right. How's the sound, anybody? Ryan Parr's in the house. Hey, Ryan. Right, just waiting for a few more to turn up. So what I'll do is I'll have a little bit of a chuck with the usual darts. I think I've not had a chance to warm up or anything. I've literally just pulled my shirt on as it turned to 6 o'clock. So we're going right from stone cold today. Sounds spot on, mate. Right, nice. That'll do for me. Steve Lamore's in. Hi, Steve. You all right, lad? Redrick 103. Sound is fine here, Dave. Magic. Right, so I'll just have a bit of a chuck while we build up a few. Right, so I am absolutely useless from stone cold. 62. So just get the arm going. We've got a little bit of I won't say a treat, but something hopefully that should be quite interesting, because the semi-finalists tonight, obviously we've got Luke Humphries, haven't we? We've got MVG. Oh, Stu McNally straight in with a 499. Cheers, mate. Absolutely sound. Let me get the old machine out. And I didn't expect one that quick. So let's get set up. Let's get the old girl set up. And I don't mean Russ Bray, he's not a girl. Oh, no. And another one. Is that another one that's just come in? Oh, she's just popped up. See that little running man there? That's for you, that's Stu. As I say, these are still experimental a bit at the moment. So, Dave Bowie's in, Eric, lad. Oh, sounding great, Dave. Hope you're well. Yes, I am, Stu. I'm proper on form tonight. I'm really looking forward to it. What I'm going to do, it's Neil from Neil's Darts. Hiya, mate. Neil Bell's in the house. Starman. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop off in about 5 or 10 minutes for about 2 minutes. So I think you'll just have to talk amongst yourselves for 2 minutes, because I've got a Dave special beer downstairs waiting for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fetch that up like I did on Friday. I'm going to have a bit of a beer while I'm having a chuck and a chat to you. So that's what I'm going to do in about 5 or 10 minutes. What I'm going to do is disappear for a few minutes and just let you chat between yourselves. I'll go and get myself a beer in a frozen glass and we'll be ready to rock and roll. Right, now then, Stu McNally. Let's not forget his doings. Are we ready, Stu? This is just for you, mate. 180. Yeah. Right, so what we're going to be doing tonight, as I just said, we've got the semi-finals. When we quit here, what I'm going to do is we're going to quit about 7:15, right? So everybody can go and watch the darts, and so can I. Like I say, I've been in touch with a proper YouTube solicitor lawyer that does all the copyright stuff for YouTube. So I've gone through the right channels. Like I say, for the next tournament that's coming up, I might even do a little bit of something on Monday, but it'll be a video rather than a live stream. I can do it, but I can't broadcast what's actually happening at that time. So the way that I can do it is, what I'll do next time one's on the days that it's on, the afternoon session I will do between the afternoon and the evening. The evening session I will do the following day. right? So that's what we'll do, is we'll do it that way. And I think it's also as I can't show you the scores as they're going in and stuff like that. But I'm just waiting for clarification from him. I've asked him all the right questions. Like I say, I've watched a couple of his videos, and he's a proper solicitor and everything. And he just says what you've got to do is you've got to change it to your own. So basically, it's very similar to like when you've got these DJs, you know, when they're mixing and what have you, and they're putting one track and then they're putting things on top of it. They can't do nothing about the copyright on that, for the simple reason is you're taking that track and you're transforming it into your own artwork. And I've got to do the same with the thing with the darts videos or the broadcasting. I've got to do the same thing. Graham Taylor, thank you very much, Graham. Nice one, mate. Thank you so much. Ryan O'Kane's in the house. Shadow Optics is in the house. Johnny B's in the house. Sam Mayer's in the house. We're building up nicely now. Right, so Graham Taylor, I'm just going to get you your thingy, your 180. Are we ready? This is for you, Graham. 180. Got loads of plans for all the sort of stuff like that hopefully will come up and come into the stream and what have you, to make it more and more, a bit more and more professional, I suppose. But oh, Johnny B's in with the old $20. And backwards and forwards. I need a button, don't I? I need a button that I can press that does it. Which is what I was just about to say. Are we ready? This is for Johnny Babe. Here we go, Johnny Babe. This is just for you, mate. 18. No, not that one, mate. That one. 180. Yeah, I pressed the wrong button. What a cabbage. Right, so yeah, don't forget, during the evening, plenty of questions. Get your questions in and what have you. I'll answer every question that I can. Like I say, I try and read everything off the screen, so please don't think that I'm not being entertaining. What I do is, or what I try to do, especially for people that are new here, whenever I see you come in, I'll try and give everybody a shout out, but you've got to remember I do this on my own. It's not like some of the other guys that have got somebody sat in the background sorting out all the stuff for them. I've got to do everything myself. So if I do miss you, shout me again on the thing on the chat and I'll get to you the best that I can. Wayne Flint is in the house. Hello, Wayne. Totally hockey, mate. Christopher Boys is in the house. Hey, Dave, how's it going? It's going fantastic. I'm really upbeat today. I've really enjoyed this weekend. Friday was a great night. Had a real good do of that, and then I started watching the UK Open, and it's the first time where I've actually got enough time to actually sit and really, really enjoy something, because UK Open, as everybody knows, or everybody who knows me knows, this is my event of the year, and I don't really like anything getting in the way of it. I've done this right from the beginning. If we were at Minehead this weekend, so if I was stood in Minehead today, it would be me. I think it's the 8th year that it's been there, and it's the 8th year that I will have done there. Dave Curtis, hiya mate. Scottish lad. Nah, you're right, Kieran. You're not late, mate. Edward Lang is in the house. Ostyman's in. I think I noticed that. Yeah, Ostyman's in. Graham Taylor. Oh, nearly won against your team, mate, Sarah. Not wrong with that. Not wrong with that. Thing he was saying earlier on, I think it was Neil was saying earlier on, is had a go at that darts online, where you think you play against people online and he's had a cheater. I've got to say, to be honest with you, that's why you don't see me on Knacker and places like that, to be honest with you, because I get really, really, let's say, upset about it. And sometimes I get a bit angry as well. If you cheat, the only person you're cheating is yourself. And it really does wind me up, because I think to myself, like thingy, if you're playing on Knacker and you haven't got a camera and you're putting scores in that you're not achieving, then you're not achieving them. You're not doing anything. You've not beat someone. You've just cheated. So there's absolutely no point in it at all. And that's why I stay off them. It's just it really, really does wind me up. I have an issue with my point drifting to the right just before it hits the board. When I video myself, everything looks good, including the follow through, but the point always seems to grab. You mean crab a little bit right? Grab a bit right, yeah. Crab a little bit right is the correct terminology, yes, but I know exactly what you mean. What I'm going to suggest you do is try and, if you can, I mean, I don't know what your setup's like, but what I would do if I was you is try and get your camera behind you, so at a slight angle so you can see over your shoulder when you release the dart. Try and get the angle of the camera so it films the dart in the air, and then slow it down. Have a look and see if your dart is actually fit, what I call fishtailing, because it'll be very difficult to see filming it from a normal angle. But if you film over your shoulder, slow it right down and watch it and see if it's fishtailing, because if it's fishtailing, that might be the reason why you think that it's going off to the right as it hits a board. It might naturally be swaying from one side to the other. The way to, if you think everything's all right, all I can think of is pay particular attention to your hand and make sure that as you're opening your hand, you're not actually driving your finger sideways into the dart and causing it to fishtail, because that's one thing that can actually happen. Neil Migowski's in the house. Where's he gone? Hello from Canada. Hiya Neil, mate. I notice you're there, fella. Eugene Carrick's in the house. That's for a beginner. So, in the middle, mate. In the middle, you can never go wrong with a mid-range set of darts. So I would say if you're just starting out and you want to pick yourself a set of darts, 21 to 24 grams. Just go 21, 22, 23 or 24. You're right smack bang in the middle of the road. And I think I proved with, I don't know, has Kieran got in? Kieran's in, isn't it? I think I proved with Kieran's challenge that I did the other day. If you've not seen that, if you go onto YouTube, onto my channel, have a look there. It says SDDLD thingy, challenge 4. If you look at challenge 4, that'll show you. I'm throwing a 21 gram dart, I think it's a 24 gram dart and a 29 gram dart. And you'll see in that I got, I think if I remember rightly, it was a ton 140, a ton 140 for 480 on 4 visits. So that just shows that the weight of a dart is only relative. And those darts, I think they had different flights on them, if I'm not mistaken. Different flights and different length shafts as well. So I don't like try and set them all up as much as I can similarly. I just pick them out of, I've got loads of sets of darts, loads and loads of them. And I just pick, like that one, I just pick the ones that I had the boxes for, so I could show the weights apart from the 1980s ones. They were the only ones that I couldn't actually show the weights on. Dave's in the house, Neil Migowski. Dave's in the house. Hiya, Dave, mate. Thank you very much. €3 there, mate. Nice one. Thank you so much. In she's coming. Are we ready? Are we ready for this, Davey, mate? 180. Yeah. Right, so the darts we're going to be chucking. Yeah, I know you did, Neil. I tell you what, that was a thing. That was a brave thing to do, that, mate. But like you say, I think what it was you did it on the more extreme side for a bit more of a laugh. And I think what it was I did it within a certain amount of bounds, because those meteors, if you put one of them in the treble, you've literally got half the treble left to aim at. And I just thought, you know what I mean, I wanted to get a nice score. I really did want to do actually quite decently at it. And I think I did. I did all right, I think. Steve Lamore. Oh, is Dave in? Yep, Dave's in. Dave Vlamick. Dave Vlamick. Tell me, Dave, if that was right. And I'm going. I tell you what, this is my thing in my challenge. This is without researching it, getting Dave's name right, getting to pronounce it right. Callum Reston's in. Callum Reston's in the house. Evening, Dave. Had my highest ever average last night in an online match. 89.26. Get in there, lad. Get in there. Boom. 10 legs winning 6-4. All your videos have helped me there. Mate, that's awesome, that. I'm choking up here. I better go and do your 180. Oh, that's absolutely awesome news, that is. Absolutely. Brilliant, Callum. Really, really good. That's awesome, that is. Cheers, Callum, for the phone. Yeah, it is. Brilliant, that, mate. To have an 89.26 over 10 legs, that's really, really good darts, that, mate. Over the moon for you. Absolutely over the moon. That's some averages, it certainly is. On an average day, you'd give me a run for my money on that, mate. I tell you, you'd be thinking you wouldn't be far behind me. You've forgotten the X, and the first D is like an 8 off Dave. So Vlaminsk. This is hard, this, isn't it? Vlaminsk. Is that it? Vlaminsk? How is the X pronounced? Come on, Dave, you've got to give me a clue at this. You said this before at the thing of the A. You've forgotten the X, and the first E is like the A of Dave. So Vlaminsk. Kids. So all right, scraping them off the ceiling, eh, Kieran? Yep. I remember that well. You know something? I do that with my grandkids. When they come round, I fill them full of toffees. Then they take them home and they like have to scrape them off the ceiling when it gets to bedtime. Mint. Limsk. Dave Limsk. I say it, Dave Limsk. SKX equals X. Hey, he's playing with me now, isn't he? He's playing with me now. Neil says, I pronounce it Vlimsk. Vilmex. I'll get it. See if I can warm this arm up a little bit. Loving it. Dave Moose, no. Vlimix. Dave, no. How are you? I'm all right, mate. Is it darting with Lewis? Hiya, darting with Lewis. We're having a ball here, mate. We're just having a bit of a laugh and a joke, and we're all trying to pronounce Dave Vlimix's or however you pronounce it. It's been driving me mad for about 3 months, mate. I just can't get it right. I'll tell you something, Dave. What I'm going to do is email me. I don't know whether you've emailed me before or not, but email me, mate, and I'll give you my phone number for WhatsApp, and you can actually pronounce it yourself, so I actually get it right, because it's just going to go on for ages, this, innit, if we don't. Oh, come on, David. Has anybody noticed whose shirt I've got on? Told you that I'd have a different shirt on. Seen whose it is? Jackpot. AD Lewis tonight. I'm AD Lewis. Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be AD Lewis. Carry on laughing like this, I'll never be able to chuck these darts. Good luck, I have no idea. It's like Llewellyn, isn't it? But Llewellyn's dead easy compared to that. All them L's and them X's and the C's in it and what have you. It's just, like I say, we'll get there. Come on, arm. Warm up. Terrible. Absolute rubbish. starting to tighten them up a little. Takes a wee bit. Matt Edgar isn't the best at names, and he can pronounce. Oh yeah. Say I'm not the best at remembering anything, I'll tell you that for now. Terrible. My memory is terrible. Not quite Alzheimer-ish or anything like that, because I've always been like this according to wife, but I am terrible at remembering stuff. People's faces, if I ever meet you, it doesn't matter where it is, at the UK Open or anywhere, I'll never forget your face for the rest of my life, but names I am useless at. V. Lemmings. Go on, Dave, is that right? V. Lemmings? Or V. Lemmings? Kieran, mate, don't worry about finger laptops and stuff like that. You do really well with what you're doing at the moment, mate, and it will grow on its own. If you try and force it, all that'll happen is you'll get a bit of a surge and then it'll just flatten off. You're far better off doing what I've done. I've never pushed my channel. All right, I put it on Facebook and what have you now for doing my live streams and that. But believe me, it will grow on its own. And it's one of them, once you get to 1,000 subscribers, and I know that sounds like a long way off, but it's not, you'll be amazed the difference in the way that your subscribers grow, because it's like roots on a tree. The further those roots go out, the more of an area of people you actually get into contact with. The only other way you can do it is by paying. So like Facebook will, for 10 or 15 quid or something like that, will push or promote your thing. So if you're doing a review, it says, do you want to boost your post? Sometimes if you do that, I mean, it's something I've never done. It's like if you go on Google, you type my name in, I'm the top 10 results. If you type in Dynamite Dave, darts coaching, that sort of stuff, I usually come up in the top 10 results if I'm not the actual top result. And I've never paid Google a penny, never give them nothing. And I know a lot of other people who've paid Google and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and places like that a lot of money to promote them. Whereas I've just allowed it to run on its own, basically, just build on its own, the channel. And as you can see, it's not doing too bad. It's not as big as Matt Edgar's, and it never will be, and it's not as big as the darts referee, because I don't do their sort of content. But I think for a darts coach and a darts coaching lad from Manchester, don't think we've done too bad, to be honest with you. I'm really happy anyway. Graham of Throws is in the house. I thought I seen the old dartboard come up. Remember a few weeks back when I mentioned Chizzy and his snatching? Oh God, did you see him this afternoon? Oh my word. Yeah, didn't he just blow it today? Do you know something? This happens with Chizzy, and I don't know how many times I've mentioned this, lads and lasses. The amount of times I've mentioned what Chizzy does and the reasons why he never seems to get deep into a competition or win it. Again, he's done the same thing. He's gone deep into this one as far as the quarterfinals, hasn't he? So he's gone as far as the quarterfinals, and his throwers let him down again. If you saw the confidence in him, well, a lot of you will have watched the UK Open this weekend, and you'll have seen that earlier in the weekend he had loads of confidence and what have you. He was throwing well. He was hitting the big 180s. He was still thrutching a bit, but if you look at the way that he was thrutching on, let's say Friday, as compared to what he was this afternoon, he just threw it away, didn't he? And the few actual throws where he didn't thrutch about a lot, he did a lot better. Some of them towards the end, obviously, he'd virtually lost it by then. I think his head had gone. But he did 3 lovely throws, and the darts were about 1/4 of an inch above the treble 20, but they were all in a perfect line. And I just thought to myself, oh, don't get me wrong, he's one of the best 180 hitters in the world, but I just believe if he got a bit more consistency and a bit more repeatability about his throw, he'd do 10 times better than he does. He'd be unbeatable. Which is what he is on a good day, unbeatable. He's absolutely awesome. But there again, saying that, look at thingy, look at the Polish Eagle. How did he do today? How did he start off against MVG? He set off like a frigging steam train, didn't he? That was unbelievable, that. Yeah, Darren, I tell you what, anybody, Darren, anybody who wants to go to the UK Open, if you manage to get there, I will always be there. I'll always be at the UK Open whenever it's on, and I'm dead easy to find. I'm a bit of a character. Everybody knows who I am. All you've got to do is ask anybody, just say, does anybody know where Dynamite Dave is? And you'll soon find me. We'll have a thingy, a chat, a couple of beers, get into the Finger the Sports bar, and we can have a few legs of darts and what have you. It's my favourite thingy competition of the year, the UK Open. And the reason why I like Opens, even though it isn't truly an Open anymore, not like it was when it was the Embassy, it's not the same anymore, but it's still an open competition, if you know what I mean. What have we got there? VL first. Minx. Dave. Minx. Dave. Oh, VL first. And the A of Dave. Vaminx. Vaminx. Is it A or A? Dave. Dave Vaminx. Is it Dave Vaminx? Dave Vaminx. Oh, nice one. JJT has donated £5. We didn't see that one because it was donated through Streamlabs, I think. So we owe you a 180. Thank you very, very much, JJT. And here we go, mate. This is just for you. 180. Yes. Thank you so much, mate. Really, really appreciate that. I really do. Birdie Boy. Oh, Birdie Boy's in. Birdie Boy's in the house. Jezza's double 15 was clutch. He never goes far for those. Yeah, well, again, what did we see there? I think it was Chizzy. Was it Chizzy who went 20 double top? I think even my missus turned around and said, that's a Dynamite Dave finish, that, isn't it? It was brilliant. There we go, we're starting to warm up now. 123. Oh, you're taking the motorbike out, Dave? Do you know something? I think it was something I wanted to do today, but it was just too cold here. It was only about 3 or 4 degrees. Too cold. I'm too old. Too old to get it out in the that when it's that cold. Tops OG, yeah. That was brilliant, that, wasn't it? Thingy, yeah, 20. He went for the treble 20, missed it, and then went tops. Fantastic outshot. Oh, David. Starting to warm up now. 80. Pooh. 43. You like my plug for you? Yeah, I did, yeah, mate. On that mystery box one, really good. Thank you very much for wearing the shirt. Really appreciate that, mate. Those old bones. It is, mate. Yeah, it's a bit colder up here, mate. Yeah. Probably not as cold as it is for Neil, but it's cold enough. Wade did it. Yeah, well, Wade is he's just Fingy, isn't he? Wade is Wadey. Did you see his interview? What on earth was he talking about? Just that Fingy just tickled me. It did. He just says like random stuff, doesn't he? It's like really, really strange sometimes. Dave's way that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Something I teach everybody who comes here that. Let's see a 171. Yeah, I'll have a few visits at Thingy at 19s. I've had my second one. Yeah, Thingy. My two Thingy, my two lads. Well, let's call them my two lads. Jason, my son, and his Thingy, his husband. They're both in the NHS. Jason's a doctor's. What do they call him? What does he call him? Like a doctor's assistant. He does minor operations and stuff like that. Forget what they call him. Told you my memory's crap. And then Darren, he's a Thingy. One of the. He's sort of like he's a sort of nurse, but he's like a social worker as well. What he does is, through this COVID, when people have gone in and they've had them don't resuscitate things, he goes in and argues the case for them to be resuscitated and what have you. So it's a very, very difficult and a very, very stressful job he's got. Very. Once Wade hit a 147 level back. Yep, you're right. Bang on there, yeah. Like this sausage. You know something? I've done it loads of times. I've done it in the pub. I've said this before. I've had darts, right, thrown on the pool table. I've had them thrown on the floor. I've had people storm off on me, call me a cheat, all sorts of stuff when I do things like that. It's like even Chris Mason weren't far towards the end. I think it was just towards the end of his commentary set before the other two, before Warren a Little came in. And he turned round and said, on one of the throws, don't forget he's got the option of double 16 double top or double top double 16. And like I said to you, it's coming in, and even Chris Mason is picking up on it. Isn't it funny how these little things are coming in? And I notice stuff like that, and I always wonder to myself, because I know Chris not massively well, but I know him through Darts Planet TV and going to the UK Open and what have you. I've had a couple of conversations with him there and that, and it just makes you wonder, doesn't it, if it's sort of like a little bit of a nod, but not a nod, if you know what I mean. I hope it is. It'd be really nice if it was. Yeah, Surgical Tech, that's the one, yeah. Yeah, I think all of us are touched out with by somebody who's either vulnerable or it's just a thing. It's a real sad do, but I think personally, I'm obviously not trying not to go onto the political side again, but I think the government, unfortunately, and the media more than the government or anyone else has frightened everybody to death when it wasn't necessary. They've got people believing that somebody did it and it was like a bit of an extreme version of it, and they had this like little person curled up in a corner saying we must never leave our house again until nobody dies, and that's just sort of like the mentality that's coming in. There's always going to be a certain amount of deaths. Don't forget the second you're born, you're going to die. It's as simple as that. How long that's going to be away and how that is going to come about is just something we don't know, and that's why a lot of people are frightened to death of it. To pardoning the pun, but I had E. coli septicemia when I was 28 years old, and I had a real bad do of it. I was had the priest into me a few times to read me my last rites and what have you. I was right on the edge, and come back from that. And ever since then, I've not had anything to do with religion. I've not had anything to do with, like, a lot of these, like you say, conspiracy theories and what have you, and being frightened of things. I'm not frightened of anything. I'm not frightened of dying. I'm not frightened of anything. And I think it's one of them. It's just I like to look at things subjectively, and the way I look at it subjectively, and some of the things that have come out. And don't forget, I've got two lads that I love to bits that are actually involved in it, and I see what they talk about. I know what they're saying goes on and what have you, and I totally understand it. But I just don't believe that you can live your life in fear. Where are we? Just put a 10 dart a day of 140, 180, 145, 36. Must be my weekend. Certainly must be, Callum. Absolutely monster. That's a monster, that 10 darter. It's awesome though, isn't it, when you get a 10 darter? I've had loads of 10 darters, loads of 11 darters. Like I say, I've had 4/5 9 darters, but none of them on camera or like live. Like I say, I've had one playing against my brother and what have you, but it's not what's countable as far as I'm concerned. It was all through, eh? Yeah, it did, yeah. It has helped us all through. And that's why I turned to doing the live streams and what have you. I was talking to one of the other dart tubers a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about what's going to happen after COVID finishes and what have you, and we're all released back into the open. And we were just saying, I wonder how many of the actual dart tubers that are around now are actually going to carry on after it finishes, because there's quite a lot of them that have been quite busy lads doing other stuff, technical stuff and things like that have been furloughed and are on furlough. And we were just saying, I wonder what will actually happen to those when everything goes back to normal. I'll still be here because of what I do, coaching, but I think a few of the others might just, I wouldn't say disappear, but I think they might very well just drop off a little bit. Right. See what we're going to do. 19s, won't we? And then what we'll do is we'll do the thing of the darts review. What I'll do is I'll do these 19s, right? I'll go down for a beer while you talk amongst yourselves for 2 seconds while I go and get it. Then when I come back up, we'll have a what do we call it? I'll do the review. And the review, because of like who's playing later on in the semi-finals, what we're going to do is we're going to be reviewing the Michael van Gerwen actives. So we're going to have a do at them, the Michael van Gerwen actives. We've got the Gerwen price darts. The only ones I haven't got are Humphreys and Wadey's, but I think we'll do all right with the other 2 sets. So we'll do a little bit of a review on the thing on the Michael van Gerwens. I'll chuck the Gerwen price ones again, which I've chucked a couple of times before, and I'm quite enjoying them actually, I've got to say. What we're doing 19. So when we come down for the 19s, don't forget we adjust the body position. But the throw remains exactly the same. So that's the difference between like having an individualistic throw, which 99.9% of people still do, and they throw at different ways at different parts of the board. But how much better is it if you've got one throw that you can repeat all the time, and it doesn't matter which part of the board you go into, whether it's a double, treble, or the bullseyes, and you throw in exactly the same. So there's nothing that changes, and obviously that's going to be ultimately more reliable. Relax in now, David, come on. Ooh, 95. Right, start relaxing into it now. Less gabbing and more chucking. Oh, come on. 133, and look at the grouping on those last 2. Look at the grouping on them. See, that's what you're looking for, is you're looking for the grouping. Oh, come on, David. poor, that one, very poor. But again, start yakking. Right. Yeah, what I meant to say, Kieran, I know you won't be going anywhere, mate. What I'm trying to say is the let's say the marketplace is flooded, especially with darts reviews, and because don't forget how many darts review channels is there? There's loads and loads, so you've got a big market that you're competing in. I've got a lot bigger market now than I had when I first started. If my channel was like it is now when I first started off 5 years ago, don't forget there was nobody else doing what I'm doing apart from I think there was I think it was a Japanese lad. But he was doing soft tip. And then I came onto the scene with this and I never pushed it or anything. I just let it grow on its own. So I think if I had the same channel as I've got now 5 years ago, by now, obviously it'd be 5 years in, 5 years better than, or like I will be in another 5 years time. But I think it would have exploded by now. And I think the TV and everything, well, not everything, but I think the TV and what have you probably would have been a lot more receptive of me and what have you, which I think they will be in 5 years' time. In 5 years' time, I don't think my channel will be recognisable from what it is today. Well, at least I hope not anyway. We all want things to improve, don't we? 81. Threes. And again. Oh. Paul Boardman's in the house. Hiya, Paul, mate. Hope you're all right. Hope you're well. Paul Boardman, I wish I could score like Chizzy. Shocking throw, but great scoring. Yeah, well, the Thrutch, the reason why Dave Thrutches, and it's one of those things that Jockey Wilson did as well. As his arm's going forward, he's continually adjusting it before he releases it, and that's why a lot of the time, even when he does quite a violent Thrutch, it will still go in the treble 20 or very close. For the simple reason is all the time that arm's going forward, he's adjusting things. As the arm starts to go forward, he doesn't believe that the dart's going to go where he wants it to go. And that's why with Thrutch, even I do it sometimes, I'll think my arm will be going forward and I'll be going for double top and I'll think, Christ, it's going to go too high. And obviously you try and slow your arm down or try and pull the dart down in the best way that you can. And sometimes it just ends up in what we affectionately call round here a Jockey Wilson, which is a Thrutch. Yeah, well, I'm thinking I'm going to, hopefully, over the next 4 weeks or something like that, I'm going to get myself an electronic board. It'll probably be a Gram board. And I don't know how that works. I know you can get software for it. I don't know whether you can play people and see them at the same time. But I want to get into the soft tip game because I think I'll be quite good at that. I've only played it an handful of times at the UK Open when they've had those machines up that they have in a lot of pubs in the Netherlands and Germany and places like that. I've had a go on thing on one of them two or three times, maybe 4 times, something like that. But I've done really well when I've played on them. They did a nice score, and I think the first time I'd ever chucked a soft tip dart, I did something like about 280 something in 9 darts, which isn't fantastic, but it's okay. Birdie Boy, there is no good American reviewers. I wish the culture was different over there. Yeah, well, you've got Thingy Atomic Darts, but he's not. He does darts reviews, but it's not his sole thing, is it? He does a lot of stuff about American football, doesn't he? And he has them bobblehead things, and he does other sorts of reviews and what have you. So I understand what you mean. But yeah, there's always Atomic Darts, and I think he does quite a good job of what he actually does, and his interviews and what have you. His thing is coffee and darts. I think that's fantastic. I can't watch them all, but I watch as many as I can because I really do enjoy that, and I think he's really good as an interviewer. He actually lets you talk. You know what I mean? He doesn't talk over you, and he doesn't like try and poo-poo what you're saying. He just accepts what you say, and he brings the best out in you. I just think he's fantastic. What's that? Curtis, have you seen the dark wall? They have. I think I've missed out on that a little bit. The gram board is where it is when you don't have anyone to play with. Now, I think I've heard that Neil has said quite a few times. He said that about the Nexus. You go on and there's nobody there to play, which is a shame. Neil Magowski, all you need is the app for the gram board. Right, so you get the gram board, you get an app. The app attaches to the gram board, does it? And then you can actually see the people you're playing on your phone, can you? Or is it like that, or does it work some other way? Not with me. Derek Oliver. Hi Dave. Just in form work. Looking forward to tonight, mate. That must be. Is that someone? That must be someone else. That. I wouldn't call myself a specialist. I would, mate. You're really good at the stuff that you do. You've helped me no end. You know a damn sight more than I do, anyway. Worldwide darts. I've got to go make a brew. I'm gagging. Go on, Dave. We'll still be here when you get back, mate. We'll still be here when you get back. Right. Trying to stay abreast of the conversation while everything else goes on. Right, lads and lasses, I'm going to nip downstairs for my beer. So you talk amongst yourselves and I'll be back as quick as I can. Hey, right lads and lasses, I'm back. There we go, that's a proper beer. That's what you call a proper pint of beer. Mint. Hope everybody hasn't run away. I'm throwing now on, knacker against the bot. Yeah, it's really is annoying that, isn't it? Really is annoying. Like I say, the only people that they're fooling are themselves. You can tell I've run, can't you? I ran all the way there. But I couldn't run back, obviously. Otherwise my beard would have ended up on floor. And I can't get this frigging microphone back on the, what do we call it? 1, 2, 1, 2. It's gone down a bit on it, the volume. Let's fetch it back up again. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's better. Right, I'm just going to have to stick it in my pocket. Just hope that it works all right from in there. Right, we're back again. Oh yes, it's Altsy's Diamond. It's called Altsy's Diamond, and it's a local Manchester brew. Try and support as local breweries and what have you. Oh, we've just had another donation in. Right, who sent that in? Peter Watt. Thank you very much. That is very, very much appreciated. Thank you so much, and let's get you a 180. Right, here we go. Right, I'm getting my breath back now. We'll be right. There we go. We're ready. Here we go. 180. Thank you so much. Very, very appreciated. Who wins the Open? Well. Who's going to be in the final? Who do I think is going to be in the final? My money's on MVG and Wadey. That's who my money's on. MVG and Wade final, I think. That's what I think. I mean, I could be wrong. Obviously, you can never rule out Pricey. And Pricey and Van Gerwen would make a really good final. But there's just something about Wade's playing at the moment. He's just absolutely rock solid. And if he builds on what he did earlier on... Dave's back. Shh, yeah. I'm back. Wow, what was you saying about me? Eh? What was you saying about... I can scroll it back, you know, and find out. Anyway, cheers. Oh, that's nice. That is so good. Oh. Right, so tonight's little bit of a review. I have to bid farewell, preparing Sunday family dinner. Oh, very nice. Right, okay, Johnny B, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for the donation. Really, really appreciate that. Don't forget, Johnny, always, toe to the hockey, mate. Toe to the hockey. That's that, yeah, Helios. They normally do printed flights, don't they? I think you did a review on those Helios darts. Is that their first ever model that they've fetched out? Because I did hear somebody mention that they were going to be fetching some more models out. So, was that the first model that they fetched out, Neil, that you did the review on? Yeah, Wade, you can never finger ignore James Wade. Never. You're a fool if you do. You can be 15, 20 points behind, 10 on a regular basis behind you, and he'll still beat you. And the reason for that is he doesn't have to score. All Wadey has to do is give himself an opportunity at an outshot. He picks off more big outshots than anyone else. 100 plus outshots, I bet Wadey's the best in the world. I bet you he is. If you take it over a long period of time. I'm going between 2 and 3 sets at the moment. Can't decide which ones to stick with. it's one of them, Kieran. It's a very personal thing which type of darts you stick with. For me, I'm really, really fortunate. You'll see, you know, everybody knows I can just pick any of these sets of darts up and chuck them. I'm going to chuck these in a second for you. I'm using the Cody Jeffrey. Oh, Jeffrey Deswans. Something I've never chucked them. Never chucked them yet, Dave. Yeah, the first model. Yeah, I remember you reviewing them. Yeah, well, the thing is, you see, is when you've got no fans, when there's no fans in, there's no motivation. And the thing with Gerwyn Price is, what you've got to remember is, he's a rugby player, an ex-rugby player. So that's what thingy, when people say about determination and the way that he's come on and what have you, and the way that he plays to win. And he's played one of those sports that you do play to win, which is rugby. Don't forget, when a lot of people are wrapped up warm and they're doing the darts and what have you, he was out sprawling about, running about in the freezing cold and what have you, getting injuries. He's come through the school of hard knocks, so he knows exactly what it means to win and exactly what you've got to do to win. And that's why he's been doing all that practicing and what have you, which he's been telling everybody about. Obviously, the more you practice, the more serious you take it, the more professional you are about it, the better you're going to be. All right, Steve, take care, mate. I'm thinking I'm going to be closing this down in about another 15 minutes or so everybody can go and watch the UK Open. So we'll do about another 15 minutes. So I'm just going to do a couple of 3 throws of these, and then we'll start winding it down a little bit then. Whitlock set. Yeah, you've seen me throw them. Oh, actually, if catch anybody who's going just before they go, sometime this week coming, so over the next 2 or 3 days, what I did was I did a bit of a challenge the other day, and I used, I think it was 2 or 3 sets of darts. And what I did was, the challenge was, I pick up a set of darts and I keep throwing till I get a 180. And let's just say it didn't take very long for each and every set of new darts. It took me to get the feel of them and get a 180 with them. And I'm gonna put those videos out during the week. They're not massively long, but it gives you an idea then of exactly right from ground zero, from pricking a new set of darts up that either I've never thrown before or I've never got a 180 with before, and I just throw them and throw them and throw them until I hit the first 180 with them. And I think you'll be quite surprised how quick I do it. Right, let's get a feel for these. Yeah, not bad, not bad. I think they're a typical MVG replica that MVG never has used. A bit like Phil Taylor Jobby. They fetch out loads and loads of darts, and a lot of them they've never chucked them. And I'd be very surprised if he's ever chucked a set of these, apart from maybe in the factory, just to give them that little bit of authenticity. But probably not. Oh, Dave Bowie's in there with a £5. Cheers, mate. Thank you very, very much. Here we go. Up she goes.
180.
Cheers, Dave. Nice one, mate. Very, very much appreciated. Thank you so much. It's funny, they actually feel quite short, these, even though the barrel isn't particularly short. And I don't know whether it's the colour of the thing of the flights and maybe the shortness of the stems, but they feel quite a compact set of darts, these. $60. Oh, it's nice, that bit. $100. Yeah, I can't wait to get out and play on a Sunday, mate. Bit of Sunday darts with Dredge, my mate, and some of the really good players that I play with. Oh, did I? Game of Thrones, right. Right, it's all right. I'm not creaking. I'm just, there we go. Dave, I've got a set of box darts never used. I'd like to donate for your monthly draw. How do I go about it? Dead easy. dj.llewellyn123 outlook.com. So dj.llewellyn123 outlook.com, or Messenger or anything like that, mate, and just get through to me and I'll give you my address. And that will be really, really appreciated. Thank you very, very much for that. I really, really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's great, that. So yeah, just dead simple, dj.llewellyn123 outlook.com. That's dj.llewellyn123 outlook.com. Just send me a little bit of an email and I'll send you my address and that. Yeah, if the throw's good, I can throw anything. I can mix them up. Anybody will tell you, if you've watched my videos, you know that I'm not thingy, I'm not bullying. I can throw anything. Believe me, anybody who can throw those 50-gram darts and 50-gram setups, anybody who can throw them can throw a dart. They really are hard to throw them. But a lot of people, for some reason, think that heavier darts fall lower in the board. They don't, they go higher. So COVID's gone. Yeah, so to go and join a pub team. Yeah, well, that's what we're all waiting for, isn't it? We all want to get back to playing the darts and being out with our mates, even if it's just to get another thing. I mean, it might sound a bit, but it's not. It's only like women are. I suppose they'd be exactly the same. Just want to go out and mix with some other blokes and have a game of darts and have a bit of banter and a beer and, you know, like you do. It's that thing, isn't it? It's that bit of connectedness between you and other blokes because you talk about the same sort of stuff and what have you. I think when you're stuck in your own house with your family, you don't talk to your family the way that you talk to your mates, do you? So that's what's made it really difficult for me. You're just not getting the thing of the interaction with your peers, I suppose. Well, them meteors, they weren't dear, you know. I think they were only 28 quid or something. I think they were only 20 odd quid, you know. So they're not dear. And I bet out there, if you look on eBay, you'll get yourself a set of 48-gram darts for 15 or 18 quid or something. To be honest with you, Kieran, I'd give you mine, but they're the only set that I've got. And I want them for future, like, thingy challenges or bits of content and stuff like that. So if I had 2 sets of 50-gram darts, mate, you'd be more than welcome to them. But I think you know that anyway. Uh, 95. So yeah, I've had two or three handfuls with these now, so I'm actually starting to get the feel for them. There we go. Oh, Tunsky. Yeah, well, I'm the same. I can't join any teams or anything like that because of the hours that I work. The reason why I ended up on the team for Log End at the Queen's in Hyde was because I had my right knee done, and it just happened to fall that when I was off before I had my operation, I went in and seen the lads and played with them against the thingy, and then when I came out from the operation, they were one of the big keys in getting me going again, really were. Because obviously I wanted to get out and play darts, I wanted to stand up, I wanted to be able to chuck. And I think I was back stood in front of the board within 6 weeks, I think it was, of coming out from having the new knee. And it really is like a major operation. Oh, that wasn't a good one. Right, what time is it now? 06. About another 10 minutes. Right, so while you lads are chatting, you're having a good chat there. What I shall do is I shall fire the old Rusio Bray up. I might even have a little bit of a game against the computer, just for a bit of fun. Right, computer on. No handicap. The computer handicap 0.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg domino to throw. Game on.
60.
60. 100.
Oh, come on.
81. 100.
Yeah. You've got to, otherwise they're very, very difficult to control. Skimakowski. Tunsky. That's from a real good mate of mine in work, that called Thingy Marek. Come on, David.
100.
Steady, but not the best.
57. Domino. You require 160.
Ah. Rubbish.
44. Computer. You require 144. 40. Domino. You require 160.
Yeah, you can come with me next year at Q School. If I get there, I hope I will. Oh, come on. 60.
60. Computer. You require 104. 88. Domino. You require 56.
Is it? No. Yeah. Boom. Not fantastic, but better than a kick in the ghoulies.
Game sharp 2. Domino. Second leg. Computer to throw. Game on.
Yeah, you two.
41.
Start folding it down now. Right, give everybody a finger about 4 or 5 minutes to say ta-ra to everybody. Then we'll fold it down, and as always, we'll be back next Friday night. So next Friday night at 7 o'clock, it'll be Friday Night Live. Same format as we've got tonight, just chucking, chatting, talking about different stuff. It gives everybody the chance to actually interact with each other, which is fantastic. This chat thing on the side here is absolutely awesome, because we all get to have a bit of a chip in and what have you. I'm the fortunate one, because I can just say it, whereas you lot have got to be typing it all the time. but it'll improve your finger, your secretarial skills. Yeah, well, Callum, your consistency will come. Consistency will come. If you keep it mechanical, and you keep that finger, keep plugging away, I promise you, it will come. It will come. I know of you guys on Dart Connect, send me a message on Facebook. I'd love that. I'll get on that, Neil. I'll get, what is it, Darts Connect or Dart Connect? Right, Dart Connect. I'll sign up to that later on tonight. Right, everybody, yeah, enjoy your evening and stay safe, everybody. Right, the finger of darts are starting to fire up and warm up now. So, as I always say, you'll only ever get out of this game what you're prepared to put in, lads and lasses. You will only ever get out of anything in life what you're prepared to put in. So everybody, take care of yourselves. And until next Friday for Friday Night Live, always, 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 totally okay! See you next Friday, lads. See you later. Take care now. Ta-da.